couple who are cohabiting together.
Mhm.
Like they have a child. Is that a legitimate child?
Technically speaking, no.
So what will happen?
It's considered to be legitimate.
Yes.
But when they get married,
It's gonna be legit.
they could legitimize the child.
Okay, I see. Got it. But I do agree. So for most people, there are a lot of people who are irresponsible.
Because what you're saying, it comes from a person who's responsible, right? How many
responsible,
How many people in the Philippines would you consider to be responsible? That's the question.
Actually, even in the world,
Right,
there are very
right,
few.
exactly. It's like, I do not even care about my children. I want that. I want that pretty young looking girl. So who cares?
Yeah, so that time we are just talking about someone we know, like who was like that.
Diba?
Yes, yesterday.
I know my children. I know my children would
I
live.
have Chica.
I know my children would live, especially when they're like 14, 15, 16 years old. I know they would live, even without me. I want to enjoy my life. My priority is my woohoo and the pretty woman that I met. So who cares? Like, and I could continue providing for them. Diba? I could give them the financial support, and I could enjoy
Your life.
my life with the pretty young
Thing.
thing that's almost as the same age as my firstborn child. Who cares?
Or youngest child.
grandchild.
Or it depends. So that's the issue. And for me kasi, it's usually it's the women who suffers more.
Yeah.
So it would be ideal for the women until there would be a divorce in the Philippines. For me it's going to be ideal for women if it's going to be a live-in setup first before they get married, because a lot of guys, I hate generalizing, pero we all know that a lot of guys fool around, diba? So
More guys than girls, actually.
yes,
Because there are girls who fool around. So
maybe
there are.
we have to make
I'm telling you, there are.
we have to make a research about that. Who fools around more? Is it the guys?
Qualitative.
Qualitative. Or we could do it mixed method. If the population, if the married couples in the Philippines is around 30 million couples, how big is the perfect sample size for that?
It's always around, for every 10,000, it's 384.
Okay, so let's not do it. It's going to be logistic nightmare.
Well, we can cluster everything, so we have 1,000 something. But that's weird.
What would be
Too
the
much work.
recommendation after this?
We would recommend reintroducing chastity belts.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's why.
even if they want to do it, they won't be able to do it because it's padlocked. Like chastity belts.
Who will hold the key?
the mother.
The mother of the
girl.
girl,
Okay.
and vice versa.
Very
The
inconvenient.
father of
Of
the
the
guy.
guy.
Could I borrow the key? We're gonna
To
do.
go to the
We're gonna do something. It's going to be it's not efficient, but I think it's going to be effective.
It is good.
That's
of
true.
course.
That's true.
It's like you need to consult or you need the you need the permission of the parents. Like it's so awkward.
Oh my gosh.
I need
every
the
single
key.
time.
Every single time.
Every single time.
I need the
What do you
key.
mean? But don't you just give the key away once they get married?
If they get married. But we're talking about cohabitation.
We're talking about the chastity.
Hi.
Okay.
So-
Do you have any more questions about it?
What
Do you have
about you?
questions? What about
What
me?
about you?
Because we've been talking like this.
You kept,
I'm just listening to
kept
all of your
throwing-
ideas. Of course, I have my own mind about
Then
it.
what is it? Let's hear it.
Oh my gosh, this is the way I was raised,
Mhm.
and I don't think. I don't want to say anything.
No, we're very open
For
minded.
me, yeah, okay. It's just
We accept different
your eyes are like.
we accept different opinions.
It's like you're gonna threaten me now. For me,
It's
I
like a mom. I'm like a mom.
Yeah.
Ano,
Mm,
looking
mom's
there,
careful.
staring like, say the
Let's
right
do
word.
that.
Say the right word.
Let's
can't
just
do
say
that
I'm
even if
traditional.
I
Of course, you won't be able to do that. It's like
Because
your
you
eyes
have-
are like a line. It's like,
It's a
it's like a line.
I can't do it. Yes.
Even if she's angry, she
Even
would
if-
look like happy.
When,
told you
when she's
before.
angry, it's just the.
I should draw it.
Just the eyebrows.
I told you
It's
before, right?
changing.
When she said something, it's like, but she's already threatening. But she's, but if
You could do that.
exactly. But she still looks very polite.
Sir, you don't.
Yeah. But if I like the word, but if. Sorry.
Okay.
Me, let's just say I'm the traditional one.
What's the
Among the
traditional
three
one?
of us.
What's
I
the
still
traditional
prefer-
one?
If you're the traditional one, then what am I?
Are you traditional? Because
No,
you're I mean you are. It's okay for you to
She-
cohabit.
If we're gonna label things,
She's traditional. You're
weird.
no,
You're neo-traditional.
Because I said
And I'm
because or
crazy.
contemporary outlook.
Trad, neo-trad, and contemporary.
Yes.
Unorthodox.
I'm more like very traditional. So that's my.
So how do we do it traditionally? Because
For me,
it's
for
been
me.
so long since I've heard traditional views.
What really? Oh my gosh. For me,
Yeah, the last-
I still prefer. I'll just say whatever I want to say.
Yes, of
right?
course.
Right.
No judgment, no
Yeah.
prejudice. Even
Yeah.
though I'm a very judgmental person, I'll keep it to myself.
We're
You won't hear
secretly
it.
judgy.
You won't hear it.
I would still prefer the traditional way of doing things because if you check the I mean, in the generation of our parents, right,
Yes.
the baby boomers, a lot of their marriages end up happening.
Baby,
For me.
my parents are silent gen. No joke. Okay.
Diba? If you check, most of the marriages before lasted longer than the marriages now.
Yeah.
So why? Why? Because when they went into marriage, usually they were chaste, right? They saved they saved themselves, things like that, and they know their rules. Like what you were talking about earlier. Our parents or our grandparents, they know their rules and they stick to it. And with that, they all before they went into marriage, they already know what's going to happen and they have accepted it. So it's not really emotional, but it's actually they're just being practical. When I get married, if I'm the guy, I'll be providing. If I'm the girl, so they already know the rules. So it's very simple. So before they don't need to cohabitate because they already know what their rules. They have accepted everything that entails marriage, including being dull
That's
at
a
some
very
point.
good point, actually.
They're very smart.
That's a very good point.
They
But-
already know.
But for me, I guess
They already know what's going
it's
to happen.
actually a valid and a good point. But the problem is,
They went to that.
but there's a problem with what you said.
Okay.
I'm not,
After
I'm not countering it.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
even countering it. I agree wholeheartedly. But one of the things that you said is they knew their roles.
Yes.
The problem with the newer generations
Yes,
is
that's
they
why.
do not know their roles.
Exactly. That's why.
That's correct.
If you know your role before before you enter that relationship, you don't need to cohabitate. For me, because they're very smart people. That's
Which-
why they diba?
Which I agree.
Oh, thank you. That's why I think there's no for me again. If you know your role and you can accept what entails marriage, the perfect and the imperfect side of it, then you can maybe you don't need to cohabitate
Yeah.
because
Go
you
straight
already
to
accepted
marriage.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, go straight
Which
into
makes
marriage.
you
Accept
welcome,
everything.
that idea welcomes you to the group of extremes because you're also an extreme. You know, when we're going to
So are you saying all of our grandparents, that generation was extreme?
no, during those times, they are normal people.
Yes.
But if
But
you're
in our
going
generation,
to
that
put them
that
in
idea,
our generation
that
now,
idea is already
they are
extreme.
already extremes and they are endangered
So I
species.
told you I'm a traditionalist.
So Because of that, you're already an extreme people.
Extreme.
Welcome to the club.
Because I agree.
Diba, there's a point.
When two people are,
They
they know
already
their
know it.
they know their
They know
rules,
their
they
rules.
accept
So,
the
whatever happens,
ins
I
and
know
outs
it's
of
part
it.
of it.
It's okay that they go straight. But I'm going back
For
to
some
again
people in
to
our
the
generation,
majority.
For most of the people.
Most of them, they do not know their roles. They do not know their responsible. They're
Why?
not
My
that
question is
responsible.
why?
They do not know their roles.
My question is why? Why don't they know it? They are telling us that our generation is much smarter than the generation
Maybe-
before. But why is it?
Maybe it has something to do with contentment.
Yeah.
In a sense, but it's easier to please and make people contented during the older times, right?
Yes.
Compared
Simpler-
to now.
simpler.
Of course, we have we have our social media. Since we were younger, we were being bombarded with this fairy tale setup that everything is perfect, everything is rainbows and butterflies, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
of course, that's why they keep on saying, "I do not deserve this." Instead of making it work,
Exactly.
I deserve better.
Yes.
Right? Of course,
Which you
everybody
will never
deserves
get.
better. Of course, everybody deserves better. You deserve,
Yeah.
but you could deserve better from the same partner, not from another one. That's
Fix
why
it,
you
not
could
just
fix
leave
it to get what you deserve.
Yes.
But the problem
You're
is
too impatient. They just leave. Okay.
we
Scrap
keep
this
we
one.
keep on watching these
Transfer to
reels
another
things in Facebook that everything is happy, everything is fine. There are a lot of couples who are famous in Facebook and Instagram and TikTok that they're really happy. Then all of a sudden they'll break up because it's superficial. It's just a facade. But a lot of people believe those facades that it's the reality. So they do not get contented. That's why they get out of the marriage. So I agree wholeheartedly that if you're a responsible,
You already know.
you're a
accept
responsible. You guys are responsible. You guys know your your roles. You go straight to marriage because the odds is almost all of the odds are in your
they
favor.
know what they're getting into. It's like they are parents. They know what they're getting into.
Because at the end of the day, marriage is
It's a
Just making things work.
It is a
marriage is a
decision.
responsibility. It's a decision. And of course, when you're in a marriage, you have certain roles. So if you know your roles, you're responsible, then there's no issue.
Yeah.
But again, responsible people or people who knows their roles
Why are you
are
pointing at me?
because you're responsible.
Yes, I am.
You're responsible. I consider you are.
Very responsible.
I'm never gonna point to myself when I'm well, it's not like responsible. It's simply not true.
You are. You are responsible.
Is not checking the test paper responsible?
You're giving away your occupation. So there, that's my take on it.
Welcome to the
Welcome to
club.
the club.
So welcome to the club.
Yeah.
You made it seem like you're very traditional. In reality, you're an endangered species.
I thought extinct, but no, endangered.
Not
No,
yet,
critically
not yet.
endangered.
Critically endangered.
It's like
A number
you thought you're normal. You were normal like 30 years
Years
ago.
or 40. Oh my gosh.
But you're not normal anymore.
Yeah, that's how I was brought
In
up.
today's generation.
Is it really a very new concept? No, I mean
For the younger
you consider
generation,
it,
probably.
right? For this
Yes.
They
generation.
like things fast and easy. Stop it.
What I didn't say.
Because the look on your face, I know exactly what you're thinking. Wait, I'm just talk amongst yourselves.
What do you mean by fast and easy?
Think about it.
Actually, that's a really valid point. But that's also
how they
but
did
that's also the problem. It's not like it's just in the Philippines, even
In other countries,
in other countries.
it's very modern.
It's there. I do not have the data, but I could bet my money on it that even let's say United States of America,
Yeah.
if you would get the data of failed marriages from let's say 1900s onwards, it would pretty much increase
Of course.
in numbers.
Yeah.
It means that the older generations also in other countries most likely have successful or longer relationships
In the older generation.
on the older generation. It's because of the, of course, roles. Especially now in the United States, they do not even know the roles of
Yes,
Right.
actually.
There's
They're
a con-
confusing themselves.
there's a confusion already. Of course, what's the role of a female now? What's the role of a male now? And in modern and
Like complicated.
and it's also complicated in a sense that there were times that the women are not required to work, but of
Yes.
course because of the financial constraints, economic constraints, people nowadays need to, I don't know, the mother also needs to work to survive,
To help the family out.
It makes, of course, it also clouds the roles.
Yes,
which
actually,
is
that
also
They said that that generation got like obsolete because after World War II, the women started to
Work.
they need to work because the men are out. So,
So,
the
it-
women
it
changed
becomes
overnight because of the war.
It becomes kind of different because it differ in a sense that the roles kind of overlapped. Because before that, the woman has a specific role.
Yes,
To-
she knows what she needs
It's
to do.
literally the homemaker.
Yes.
Right?
There's nothing wrong with being a homemaker.
No, it's actually a difficult job.
Yes, it is. It's
I
24/7
I would
kind of job.
I would 100% say I prefer to be the one who's working because not
It's
because I'm the one earning. It's because it's more difficult to be the homemaker.
Of course. Totally.
Super.
But some people, they belittle people. They belittle women or, the
That's-
partner who stays at
The one who's those people who belittles people who are the homemakers. And then just try. Why
Yeah.
don't they try it for a week? Just a week. And then you
You're
cook in.
cooking,
You
you're-
wake up in the morning. You cook. You
Just planning breakfast every day.
Exactly.
What?
You wash the clothes. You sweep the floor. You mop the floor.
And then you carry the baby.
Carry the baby.
What are we talking about?
And women are so great. Like I'm so astonished with women.
Yeah.
Well, like they
Or
have
women with husband. What kind of women?
women. It's like men could lift heavier.
Yeah.
Yes,
but-
of course.
Women can lift longer.
Ah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Because when my sister, when my niece was born. Okay, so I'll lift I'll carry my niece. I'll carry her for like a couple of minutes and I'm tired. But my sister, like, it's amazing.
Yes, actually.
She could carry my niece for like hours without even budging.
And without complaining.
And while cooking, while doing stuff,
cooking.
carrying the baby,
Vacuuming the
while
floor.
doing a lot of stuff, like, so even the, like, diba, the guys could lift heavier, but the women could
That's a
lift
good point.
longer. I do not have, again, scientific proof to
Endurance.
it, but based on
Observation.
observation,
There's a point here.
like, you would see that guys who would carry their child for short period of time and they would put them down, but the women, like,
Is that why they like to carry like here in the shoulder?
because it's easier, right?
It's easier, yeah.
But look at the moms. They carry the babies like the whole day while sweeping the floor, while cooking.
That's true.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing.
Kasi during those times when my niece was still a 1-year-old or 2-year-old, a tot or a toddler, I was like heavier. I was lifting weights, but I could not. But I could not.
Your gym days.
I could not manage to carry my niece for long periods of time. Unlike my sister, like 3 hours.
Unless maybe if you're a construction worker.
Maybe.
Because I've seen them like carry, like they lug around.
Or is it the patience?
I do believe that it's the patience.
It's the patience.
Of course, it's
Because when you give
it's
your,
more
the
of a
baby to the dad,
psychological
yes,
thing than
I
a
think.
physical thing.
We tend to endure. We tend to endure more emotional things. I think, I
Aw.
guess. Aww, I kind of like that.
Do you agree?
So,
Yes,
Women
it's
we also carry a lot of emotional baggage.
but
emotional.
And emotional it's a damage.
it's this like I don't want to generalize this, and it's not really something that it's my idea or something. I just heard it from other people. um, it's like that it is expected that women would have a higher EQ
Yes.
than males, but it is expected from males to have a higher IQ. Now I'm not saying that women.
I have a lower
You,
Maybe you're more of a male.
no.
No, because it's like when you look at the very men heavy industries,
Yeah.
like engineering field and construction. Most of the males are there, diba? More of like heavy in the computation and arithmetic stuff.
Yeah.
While of course, it's not like I'm not saying that women are inferior, but of course we have different
We have
tools.
again.
And
different strengths.
Yeah.
And women are, but if you're going to go back even with the basic anatomy and biology and the law of nature way back,
order of things.
it's not like the women are the ones who's going to hunt, right? It's the guys who have to hunt. That's why there are a lot of people saying that guys are the one who invents. A lot of things were invented by men. It's not because women could not invent. It's just that it's the role of men to invent, because they were during those times they were the ones who's working. So they were the ones who need to invent, right?
Yes, to make things easier for them to do things.
And so it's like, who invented the spear? Obviously it's the men, because they're the ones who's going to hunt,
Yes.
right? So it's like men are made to work hard or work physically and to think of strategies to make their works easier, while the females evolved to be nurturers.
Nurturers, yes.
So it's a different thing. It's not like the one is inferior than the other one. You do not
Those
compare
are the-
mangoes and oranges, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
So
But nowadays, people are comparing mangoes and oranges and thinking they're the same fruit.
Well,
so I don't know.
but I like mangoes more.
Like,
I like oranges more.
But I like pomelo more. See,
very interesting conversation.
so that's the problem. It's all when the rules got blurry,
Along the way.
along the way. It's it's of course everything has a rippling effect, right? You do not expect to move something without having a reaction, right? The theory of
Unless that
relativity of
unless
Einstein.
that thing that you move is like living in a vacuum.
Mm.
But there's no such thing as a vacuum.
So you would
So-
definitely expect a result from something that you would change. But when you change the roles of the genders, when you change the roles of the husband and the wife,
It means everything.
of course it would have a rippling effect for everything.
And causes confusion in everyone.
And that's the reason why I believe that cohabitation is because of the ever changing thing.
Yeah.
But of course, I 100% agree that going straight to marriage is better.
If you know what you're
If you
getting.
know
what you're getting into.
So that means you have to know first everything. I mean,
But it's not like
you have to accept.
It's not like-
also accept
it's
that
not like
it's gonna
not
be
even
imperfect.
part of the education system in a lot of countries, right?
I
It's not
think
like they're
parents
going
should
to
be the
teach.
one who would educate their children first.
But what
Educate,
if
not
the
indoctrinate.
Yes.
But what if the parents are also not good in that part?
That's
How would
why-
you could not give what you do not have?
I
They'll
think
figure it out.
that's why
I'm pretty
parents
sure
should
at some point
start.
they will figure it out.
I think that's one thing I observe in the Philippines. Filipinos don't like reading. They don't like reading. That's why
They don't like
They're
reading
not.
something that's not exciting.
Yeah.
Because they know exactly what's happening between this person and that person who broke up. They know the entire story and they've read it somewhere. But the things that actually matter, you know,
Family,
they
self-development.
don't really read much.
So they don't know how to raise a child.
Yeah. So I think we all should know how to read things that we don't want to read. In a way. Right? To be able
Read things
know
you don't want to
more.
read, but are that important.
Because the question is, at some point when you're reading something, like, do you believe it's actually important? Right? Because sometimes what you're reading may not be important today, but it could be important in the future.
In the future.
So there. Let's stop talking about reading.
I reading also. But I love watching like infographic.
And aliens.
Aliens?
I like watching about aliens. Do you?
No.
What
I
what
like
aliens are we talking
non-
about?
Ancient aliens.
Okay. Not illegal
Non-
aliens.
Not illegal aliens. Those are very different things.
Non-fiction. I prefer that.
Yeah, it's fun. Conspiracy theories. It's fun watching those types of series.
But I do like that. Conspiracy. Documentaries
Yeah.
are also good.
Okay, so what's the conclusion?
The conclusion is,
The
like what you
conclusion
said,
is, welcome to the club.
welcome to the club.
No.
But that's the point. That's why I keep on saying that cohabitation is better because it sounds sad, but I do not believe that people are responsible enough.
No.
Most people are not responsible.
And it shows even the younger generation, they tend not to marry.
And
the
love is
marriage
not
rate
enough.
of different countries are decreasing
It's declining.
because they find it troublesome. They do not want the responsibility.
Yes.
They do not want the.
Actually, even
There's this-
even the instance of really having relationships, it's actually declining.
There's the term DINK, right?
The what?
Double income, no kid. Do you know that? DINK. Double income, no kid.
Like
Ah,
dick.
It's like more and more couples, for example, I think in China, they prefer to be dinks. They get married, they get together, but they don't want kids. Double income, no kids. They prefer.
Because it's very expensive in their country. Like the guy is supposed supposed to have a house before
The women are
they get
demanding the
married.
guy
Yeah.
to have a house for getting married.
I have a house.
But the income in their country
It's also high.
versus the mortgage
The mortgage.
is kind of the same. So all of your money will go to the mortgage. You will not eat anymore, but at least you have a house.
Well, you could sell your kidneys.
But that will only work for a short time.
Then you could sell your
What?
What?
What are you gonna sell?
What are you gonna sell?
your service.
Service.
Your hard work.
Service.
Alright.
Service.
Maybe, well, let's just go back to the conclusion. Maybe, can I say that maybe one thing is that love is not enough? Can we say that?
Yes.
When getting married, love is not the only needed element. Because like what you said earlier, people tend to be emotional. Oh, I'll just marry you because I love you, but it's not enough.
Kasi for me, marriage is this is just for me. It's not
Yeah,
really.
of course.
There's no.
No judgment.
There's no people. There's no basis for this. It's just me. For me, there's always 4 parts of a relationship.
4
4.
parts, okay.
It's
What are those?
love, respect,
LR,
trust,
T, LRT,
and
Eight. No.
LRT.
contentment.
Anything goes.
So
Okay,
it's-
content.
It's love, trust,
That's already part of the content.
love,
But
trust,
it's really
respect,
important.
and
It's
contentment.
really important.
Those
The
4.
contentment is
Those 4.
important.
It's like it's like love, trust, and respect is the highlight. Then contentment is at the back.
Question: What if one person cannot satisfy?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, because of
I could
contentment.
not read between the lines. You have to say it.
Yeah.
I'm
Straight
stupid.
up.
I'm stupid.
What is it?
What if, for example, physically,
What
What
physically?
do you mean?
What do you mean physically?
the contentment. If a person, because one element of marriage
What
is
particular element?
Which one?
producing.
Producing what?
Producing what?
Don't do this to me.
We're not doing anything to you.
You've been asking us questions, we've been answering. Now we're the ones who's asking you simple questions.
No, because
What particular part?
sure, no. There's the physical side of relationship. The physical side of relationship. What if another person, one party can no longer fulfill that? Diba?
Miss Divine?
You could buy.
Can be creative.
You could be creative. You could use a bottle.
But like what you said, it could be rules for grounds for
Annulment.
As in announcement. It is
It's this way. It's only a ground for annulment if she could or the person could not fulfill it from the very start.
from the very start.
It's not like
Okay.
if the person was able to fulfill it it's not even a substantial amount. Let's say
Substantial amount. Can you
amount
measure it?
no a substantial amount of years I was about to
Okay.
say. Let's say the person was able to fulfill it for the first how many years, then all of a sudden got in an accident, paralyzed,
Yeah.
and was not able to give it anymore.
Yes.
It's not ground for annulment.
Okay.
It should be the person could not fulfill it from the very start of the marriage. It's not an on and off thing.
It should be from the
I
very
could
beginning.
it's not like the person could perform on Mondays, not on Tuesdays, and but perform on Thursdays, not on Fridays, but yes on Saturdays. It's not a ground. It's only a ground if all
From
throughout
Also,
from the
like
beginning.
100%.
So that's a different thing.
But why? Because what if they were cohabitating? No, it's not.
It's not. It's a
because,
different thing.
Okay. Why did I ask that question?
Maybe
Because of the elements. Because you said LTR, right?
Mm-mm.
Love, trust. What is R? Respect and content.
why of all things being contented. That
Because it was you talking. I don't.
why is that?
Because it was you
Why is that
talking.
the thing that you?
Because it was
thought
you
of?
talking. I thought you were saying something about.
There are a lot of things to be contented with.
Like what?
Thank you, Serena.
Like what?
Like contented with the time.
Okay, the time.
Time being given to you.
Time.
In marriage.
Contented with the financial support that you've been receiving.
Okay.
Contented with the, let's say, the affection being given to you.
But isn't it part of that?
Contented with no, it's different between it's love, respect, and contented contented with, let's say, the appearance of the person.
Is it ground? Is it a ground appearance? What are the grounds for
Psychological incapacity.
It's like, how do you measure that? You need to go to a psychiatrist, or
Before, but now, no.
how do you prove that?
As long as for example, it's a husband or if it's a wife, if they could not become a husband or if they could not become a wife to their partner, that's psychological incapacity.
Does the law define what a husband is?
There's a specific roles and things expected from
Did I
a
got
husband
you?
and a wife.
Okay, like what?
Like, of course, those things na ginagawa ng husband. Like, you know,
Providing.
the Oedipus complex. When your husband has the Oedipus complex.
Yes, and you marry the mother.
The person.
Isn't that one? The one?
Yes, but the Oedipus complex is it's a condition wherein the guy could not live without the mom.
Yeah.
The guy sleeps with her mom like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a ground psychological. Kasi how could you become a husband if you're so into your mom?
A mom's like mama's boy.
Extreme
Not,
mama's
not
boy.
not just mama's boy, an extreme type of mama's boy that you need your mom holding your hands
Hands.
before you could go to sleep, something like that.
It's like the guy cannot do anything
Exist
without.
That's
his
one of the
mother.
grounds. When shotgun marriages is a ground
shotgun.
because one of the element what one
Arranged marriage.
when you say because going back when you say annulment is different from divorce.
Yes, it's
Because divorce there is a marriage, you
they recognize it.
stop the marriage. Annulment is
Like
um,
they were never
the
married.
the marriage is void. It means there's no marriage at all. So one of the prerequisites of marriage is the consent. But when it's a shotgun marriage, pakasalan mo yung anak ko. Kundi babaril kita. You could marry and it's
You were forced.
voidable. It's not a void marriage but it's voidable. So you could file an annulment case that I was just forced to give my consent
Because I was forced.
because
There was
there was
a
a shotgun in front of me.
Of course, as long as you can prove it in court.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of difficult to to do that in court. So I think most their recourse is psychological
Incapacity.
incapacity.
And the other the other grounds are very peculiar. It's very specific. It would only apply to specific things, specific areas. That's why almost all annulment cases is based on psychological incapacity.
Oh. All? Like 100%.
Almost all.
Almost.
If I'm going to put a number, maybe more than 95%.
But violence in marriage
No,
is not
it's
a
not hard. Not even attempt to when your partner attempted to kill you.
So how can you get out of marriage if that's the case?
No, you simply can't.
That's why they're pushing for divorce.
You simply can't. You could that's an automatical ground. That's an automatic ground for legal separation,
Out.
but not for annulment.
But not.
So you get legally separated,
But you're still married.
but you're still married.
You cannot marry anyone else.
It's not the fault of the government that you married the criminal. You should have done due diligence.
You should have cohabited.
Going back,
Going back.
you should have cohabited first. See, I'm winning this debate. Is this even a debate?
No.
No. It's not a debate. So it's just a podcast.
Yes, different views.
I was trying to push the idea that I'm.
I think the only thing stopping the idea of having the only thing that's stopping
I know. Stopping. You're not.
like I said, I'm sick. Anyway, the only
I'm sick and tired.
Of life.
No, of sick and tired of coughing. I at least I was able to suppress the thing that I'm going to say.
What?
Okay, so let's move on. Okay.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So what was I saying? The only thing stopping,
Stopping.
the idea that cohabiting is actually okay is the traditional idea that
And of course the religions, different religions.
there's the idea that for the woman, they call it sirang-sira, sinisira mo.
Sinisira.
Yeah, that's what they
No,
say.
you get the idea, you say it in English. It's going to be difficult.
It's like you're destroying your
Life.
yourself.
When you cohabitate with someone.
Yes. And you're not married. That's the idea, and I think a lot of women are
Maybe because
afraid
the
of being
parents.
seen as that.
It's just the Maria Clara thing.
Yeah, that's correct. It's
Of
all
course,
Mariah.
it's-
Mariah Clara.
Right.
It's all Mariah Clara's fault.
No, it's
not. But you get what I'm saying.
yes.
So it's that.
But it's
very. I hear that a lot from older, like
Because
Lola.
maybe because I would hear that before when I was growing up.
older lolo and lola. Is there younger lolo and lola?
No, older people.
Okay.
Older.
I'm sorry.
Because maybe they thought before that when a girl cohabitates, they did not get married, but then she slept with a child or a children, then it's of course.
But
A big
I also say, I always say this, it's still better for me. It's still better to have a child, not, and you're not married, then you guys separated.
If the
Comparing it to a situation when you're married, you have a child,
maybe
then you guys
if
separated.
because remember before women they don't work. They don't have money to support your children. That's the reason
Okay.
before. That was the reason before.
That's a valid argument.
Yeah, that was the reason before. That's why they say do not do that because you're not working.
And
don't have
you'll
money.
be just
That's
like
the reason.
you'll be just like the spoils of war. No?
Yeah.
You're
Because
just
it was a different
it's like
time.
you're just a second-hand thing.
Yes, yes.
But right
Second-hand
now,
commodity.
women they work, they have education, they can work, so it's okay. But before the mothers,
It's
they
a no.
right?
It's a no.
Who's gonna feed your children? If you do that and if you get into that kind of setup and then the guy you break
But
up. So
those are things that
that was
applies
before. Yes,
A lot of dads, even though they're married, they do not give financial support.
but
Despite
somehow,
us having RA 9262, which is the violence against women, financial abuse. So, and going back to what you guys said, because not a lot of people are responsible, and not
I like how your eyes roll like.
not a lot of people know their roles.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
So maybe conclusion is it's your decision.
No, wait.
No, actually,
It's not your decision. If
Do what you
you're
want to do.
if you're a responsible
yes.
guy or woman,
And you know your role.
you know your role,
You can go.
you go straight to
Yeah.
marriage. But if you're irresponsible, you're stupid. Like
It's
that.
not stupid. It's more like
No, it's for me. It's stupidity because it's not like you have to learn it in school. It's more of like an
Common
instinct.
sense.
It's like
Yeah.
common sense. You should know that.
You cannot teach common sense, right?
Okay, because there was a time in the world that common sense is common. But nowadays
it's not common
it's-
anymore.
I know.
we should
What
we should change
happened?
it. We should change it to
Why is it not
uncommon
common?
sense.
Why is it not common anymore?
Because it's already uncommon sense.
It's evolution.
Actually, we're not evolving anymore. We're devolving. We're going back to a single cell thing.
a lot of
Benjamin
people
Button.
already are
Oh. It's going to happen.
single celled amoebas.
Okay.
I'm starting to feel like I'm an amoeba.
Why? You're like moving like that. We started happy when we ended up happy. That's great. Okay.
And everyone sees you through a microscope and you're
Then
multiplying.
you'll see me in a microscope like
And you're multiplying.
Oh my God. Moving like that.
I'm multiplying on my own. Just give me ample amount of time.
I'm hungry now.
I haven't eaten, by the way. Have you eaten lunch?
I want to eat
He wants to eat ramen.
No.
the fake one.
The fake. Over there.
Fake.
The second floor.
The very unhealthy one.
Do you
Second
wanna-
floor?
do you wanna go?
I'm okay with it.
Let's go.
Okay, see you. Oh, you say goodbye. Thank
Goodbye.
you, Paul, for gracing us with
Mr.
your.
Paul de Guzman.
Yeah, the Guzman. Why the Guzman?
Actually, my middle name is Fernandez. Paul Fernandez de Guzman.
Okay, so
It sounds so familiar. Why is it so familiar?
Because my name is so common.
Like common sense before.
Yes. Yes.
I can't laugh because I'm hungry. Sorry.
Yeah, so
You end.
that's it. So for today.
See you guys.
Why is it always me who's closing?
Because.
Bye. So bye. We're gonna eat. Go away. No. Sorry.
You say goodbye.
Okay, I want to say goodbye, but before that, I would like to plug my new movie. So this is the trailer.
Next summer. Wait for next summer. This coming fall.
It's coming fall.
Summer and fall. Okay. With Keanu Reeves. Brad Pitt,
Wow, what movie is that?
And
Brad Pitt.
and Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise?
Get ready for
Your voice sounds really familiar. Oh my god, I don't know
Have you
where.
ever?
No, because
Have
those
you ever done
those are the
Have you done
those
voice
are
acting
the
before?
no. I
sure?
wanted to, but I wasn't able to.
It sounds so familiar.
Isn't it the Hollywood trailers are like that?
Yeah.
next summer.
Diba?
Rowan
Ready.
Atkinson,
As Mr. Bean.
Adam Sandler,
As the
Rob Schneider in What If? An action comedy showcasing the martial arts prowess of Adam Sandler.
It's like you've been practicing it for a long time.
Diba?
Yeah.
In cinemas starting May. See you there.
Good job.
Good job.
Alright, so, yeah. Papa.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's 1 hour 25.
And it's still going.
Okay.
Hello. Goodbye.